Hello and welcome to the 26-27 school year. We are so excited to have you as our digital learning support leaders. Thank you so much for volunteering for this role. I personally know how much effort goes into it, and we cannot thank you enough for being our support systems in your schools. So we are going to go over a couple of important things that you will need to know for starting off the school year on the right foot. We have the blog post below where you can find all the information in the video linked. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at els@hallco.org. And I'm going to kick it over to Danica to talk about Microsoft Teams.
Awesome. Thanks, Deidre. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to briefly talk about our main channel and mode of communication moving forward. And like previous years, we are going to use Microsoft Teams. Very soon, if not already, you will have an invitation sent to join our HCSD Digital Learning Support Microsoft team. I have it pulled up right now, and you can see there's not a whole lot going on yet. Actually, there's really nothing. Once the school year gets started and all of you team leaders are in here, we know that this place can get humming with different types of posts, whether it's questions or concerns or accolades. Sometimes we even get some good memes in here as well. You can always search this area to find what you need. The best way to do that is going to be with Control F on your keyboard to do a keyword search. It will populate in this area for you. So once this starts populating and filling with things, I would recommend doing a Control F on the keyboard so that you can do a find to see what you're looking for. Across the top, I do want to point out that like in previous years, we're going to have resources here for you as well. The DLS resources for 26-27 are going to populate here, and you'll be able to see different things with hyperlinks that you can get to. The resource folder, which we'll talk about in later videos as well, is going to be full of information on all of our products that we use. The technology department contact list is a lifesaver for when something isn't working correct and you're not sure who to contact. This will help you. I'll give you a hint. It helps me a lot, especially when people let me know that the printers are offline. I always come and look at this to see who we need to contact about that. So that's in here as well. We're also going to link to the blog post where everything is so that you can review that for our back to school beginning of the year. And you'll notice now we are going to have a DLS digest. This is the same as our blast bites were in the previous years. We're just updating the name to fit the new name of our leaders in our school. And we will be able to post information and updates about products as they come throughout the year in real time with reliable information. Be on the lookout for an invitation that you have been added to this group, and if you don't have that already. And the other thing that I would like to point out to you is that if you would like to access previous years that you were a member of to search and look for things, you can do that. If you click on Teams, and then you click on this three-dot menu and click on Your Teams and Channels, you're going to see a list of any team that you have been a member of or an owner of, including ones that have been archived. So you can see that if I wanted to go back and look at last year's team, which was 25-26 HCSD Blast, I can open it. It's in read-only format. But if I wanted to go back and look here, I could do a Control F, and then I could go back and look for anything about beginning of school year. And it's going to show me different things that have that keyword or words in the messages. This video will be put into segments with different chapters for you so that you can jump around as needed. And we look forward to working with you all this year, and we hope that the information that we provide for you is going to help you get the year started out on the right foot.
In this section of the video, we are going to talk about Launchpoint and go over some software updates. The beginning of the school year is a great time to work with your admin and staff to get rid of any unused apps that you might have on Launchpoint. If you have questions or need help, please feel free to reach out to us at els@hallco.org. The beginning of the year is also a good time to talk with your admin and see if you will be adding any new software for this coming school year. The first step of that process would be to go to your Trusted Apps dashboard on Launchpoint. You will type in the software that you are thinking about purchasing or using this school year. If that software has been approved by Hall County, the next step would be to fill out the digital resource request form here at the bottom of information and resources. Now, Danica is going to give us some software updates.
We're going to spend just a small amount of time reviewing some software updates to the district. The software that will no longer be available as a district purchase for this school year includes Nearpod, WeVideo, and as a late decision at the end of June, Turnitin will no longer be purchased for our middle and high schools. All middle and high school ELA teachers will learn more about this at their district level PL during our pre-planning days. If your school is going to purchase any of these products with local funds, please email els@hallco.org so that we can set up rostering and Launchpoint access. We have a few updates for a couple of pieces of software that we want to go ahead and share with you now. The first one is going to be Zoom. Our licensing model for Zoom has recently updated. We're now on what they call the EDU standard license. With this, we had to go in and do some cleanup to meet the storage requirements and the user licensing requirements. So first off, I just want everyone to know that we've had a significant reduction in the amount of space we have for cloud storage. We had to do a good bit of cleanup with that. So any cloud recording that happened between March 2020 and May 2022, so that was the height of our COVID years, those cloud recordings have been deleted. That helped us get back into the normal range for our licensing type. What we would like to encourage folks to do is be aware of when they are recording to the cloud. And if someone wants to record instructional pieces, lectures, screen recordings of how to maybe model solving a problem, please encourage and remind teachers that we have Canvas Studio for that. So we are going to encourage everyone to put instructional recordings, make them with Canvas Studio. This will then allow you to directly put those into your Canvas courses. We also had to do some cleanup of our users in Zoom. And the best way for us to do that was to deactivate licenses for anyone who had not started a Zoom meeting in 6 months. That doesn't mean that you cannot have a license. It just means momentarily we bumped everyone that has not started a Zoom session in the last 6 months. We bumped them to a basic license. What that means is you can locate the form below in our resources of this blog post where you can ask teachers that need a standard license to complete the form, and we can restore that for those teachers. So just look below the video in the resources area and you will be able to send that form out to people that need to have a premium license or an EDU standard license to Zoom.
Now we are going to discuss some ParentSquare updates. The first thing I would like to point out is that you can search your archived post from last year. To find your archived post, you're going to go to the post section of ParentSquare. You're going to search post, type in a keyword. Your results will come up and you're able to filter them by the date range you're looking for, who it was sent by, who it was sent to, or if it included a special feature like a photo or a permission slip. So that is an easy way to find your old posts and reuse them or duplicate them if it's appropriate to do so for this school year. The second update is that ParentSquare now has a Canva integration. To get to that integration, you would go to your post page and go to New Post. From New Post, you will click on Studio Editor. You will then select whatever format of a newsletter you prefer. On the side, you are going to see Canva as an option. The first time that you use this integration, you will have to authorize your account. But from the Canva integration, you can click on the image, import from Canva, and then you'll be able to select your Canva design that you would like to use. One important thing to note is that text within the image will not be translated. However, the text in the body of the newsletter will be translated. This translation feature in ParentSquare is a great tool for reaching out to all of our families here in Hall County. Our last update is for middle and high schools. We are now offering family messaging through ParentSquare, which is a type of direct message. However, it's between parents and students. This is turned on for middle schools and high schools. Family messaging is a feature that allows parents and students to communicate using ParentSquare and StudentSquare. Everything is tied through Infinite Campus. Who can message each other? Parents are able to message their children. However, everything is linked to Infinite Campus. They must be listed as a parent or guardian in Infinite Campus to be able to message their students. Students are able to message their parents, and students can message their siblings, but they must be within the same school. They must share at least one parent or guardian in Infinite Campus. Siblings are not able to message each other without including one of their parents. This applies to parents as well. Parents are allowed to message each other as long as they include their student. An important thing to remember is that students will not get notifications when they are sent a message through family messaging on ParentSquare. To see if they have messages, students must go to the Student Square tile on Launchpoint, open it up, and look for the messages. We are also making sure that families understand that family messaging conversations are stored in ParentSquare, and they are viewable by admin only. This flyer is linked in our blog post below this video. We are asking our DLS leaders to help us promote family messaging through ParentSquare. Now for a class-wise update.
ClassWise has a new feature now for teachers that's called Claim Student. In the resource area of this blog, you are going to find a video showing this new feature that teachers will have. There's also an article linked as well. Claim Student is going to allow a current teacher to quickly take over or claim a student. That means that if there are current rules still rolling on that student from previous classes, those will go away, and the current teacher that claims the student will be able to quickly apply their own rules and set any focus or filters that they want. So please make sure to take a look at those resources and share those out with teachers as well.
In this section of the video, we are going to go over Canvas management. One of the things that we are asking our DLS leaders to do is to help us manage comments. From your dashboard, you will click on Admin and you will see your school's name. Go ahead and click on your school's name. In the main nav bar, we are going to have the Commons option. In the Commons area, we can find content created by teachers here in Hall County and teachers all over the world. As a DLS leader, we are going to ask you to manage the Commons group. You will go up to the Admin tab and select Groups. Okay, we are asking that you delete any teachers who are no longer at your school by clicking on the trash can to the right. This is also the page where you can add your DSL group members to help you manage the group on Canvas. To enable someone to be a manager, you simply toggle on the manager toggle on the right-hand side. If you have new teachers to your school, you will go to the search bar at the top and you will type in their name. This will pull up the people who have already authorized their accounts in Commons. You can simply click on their name and add them to your group. If for some reason a teacher doesn't show up in this search area, it is probably because they have not authorized the Commons page. You will please have them go to their Commons page and authorize it. You will then be able to add them to your group. Next, we will discuss teacher site visibility. Teacher site page is a public-facing page that allows parents to find their students' teachers. We're asking our DLS members to manage the visibility of teacher sites on Canvas. From admin, you will click on your school. And you're going to see a second nav bar. You are going to go down to teacher sites. You're going to click on profiles and you're going to click on manage. You are going to see the teachers that are at your school. We're asking that you toggle the visibility on and off. So if someone is currently at your school for this 26-27 school year, please have the visibility toggled on. And if they are not, you can toggle them. For teachers who have left Hall County schools, we will ask that you archive their profiles. I think the best way to do that is to click bulk manage and select bulk archive. From here, you are able to select several teachers at once to archive. Teachers who have changed schools in Hall County are able to adjust what school that they populate under on the teacher site page. To do that, they will go to Teacher Tools in the nav bar, click My Profile, and edit where they are located. Once they save and publish, that will automatically update their profile and what school that they are under on the teacher sites. If you need help with any of these Canvas management tasks, please reach out to us at els@hallco.org.
This section of our video is all about Canvas. We're going to be focusing on teacher tools, profiles, course creation, and rostering. So let's get started. For this section of the video, we're going to be referring to several blog posts that we have available to help direct teachers with these items. And then we'll also be showing you a few other resources that you can use. So what's on the screen now is from our eLearning blog. And this is a post that will be familiar to many people. And it is getting started with Canvas teacher tools. In this area, you're going to find all of the different items that can be accessed through teacher tools. Before we begin, though, I want to give a quick reminder. If you have teachers in your school that do not see teacher tools in the global navigation of Canvas, this simply means that they are not currently an active teacher in a Canvas course. The fastest resolution for this is you as a BLAST leader to have a sandbox course or a testing course that you can add that person to as a teacher. This will give them an active teacher role, and then they'll be able to access teacher tools where they can begin to create their own courses. In teacher tools, a couple of the focuses that we're going to have, and you'll see them all listed as accordions here, is that from teacher tools, one of the first things that we ask all teachers to do is to review their My Profile settings. This is actually something that is going to be required, even if changes aren't needed. We are asking employees to at least review and publish their My Profile. This is an example of what a teacher will see that has a profile that needs to be created or updated and reviewed. When you go to teacher tools, the first thing that you're going to see is a notification that says your profile needs to be updated and reviewed. You'll also see a blue notification here calling that out in this area. What you'll also notice is the create a course button is going to be disabled until that is complete. So please encourage everybody to take this as a first step and review their profile. If they've changed grade levels, make those changes. If they need to update their biography at all, make those changes, and then they can submit and publish. Once they do that, the add a course button will be active and ready to go. So I'll come back over here to the blog post where we talked about my profile. The next one here is creating a course and how to create a course. So you'll be able to see this in this area. We have some additional blog posts that go into detail about what type of Canvas course you might want to create. The first one that we'll look at is called Canvas Course Creation. There's two different sections here that applies for our elementary teachers and then our secondary teachers. And in here, you're going to see a Canva presentation that will go based on what type of elementary school teacher you are. This can be flipped through here within the blog post, or you can click to view it in a full screen mode as well. Same for our secondary teachers, middle and high school. And there's also a link here that would get you back to the original blog post that we started with, which is the Getting Started with Canvas Teacher Tools. All right. One thing that you'll notice on this Create a Course screen is information about blueprints. Blueprints are still available this year for most of our subjects, and there is also a hyperlink here so that your teachers can see what Hall County blueprints are available. This right here is going to open up a spreadsheet, and it will list blueprints that are available. They're in green, and those that are coming soon. And these are searchable for teachers within Teacher Tools. There's also some directions here about editing existing courses. If a teacher creates a course and they need to make some edits, there's some directions here about that. And the last piece that we'll talk about in this area is going to be rostering. We are continuing to put a heavy emphasis for teachers to roster students to their Canvas courses through Teacher Tools. This is going to give a direct feed from rosters in Infinite Campus that will be updated in Canvas nightly. So when there's changes made to rosters in Infinite Campus, those changes will be reflected in Canvas during our nightly sync. So we're going to encourage and emphasize this for everyone again this year. Use the rostering feature in Teacher Tools to add your students. This is also going to allow teachers to take advantage of grade passback if they choose. And that is going to be the last item that I'd like to talk about in this section of our video. We have 2 blog posts that we will refer you and your teachers to for grade passback implementation. The first one is called Preparing Canvas for a Grade Passback to Infinite Campus, and it has steps that teachers need to do in order to prepare a course for grade passback. The second blog post is called Implementing Grade Passback. So when they're ready to initiate a sync from the Canvas gradebook to the Infinite Campus gradebook, they'll want to follow these steps. As always, if you run into any issues, your teachers do, you have questions, please reach out to us, els@hallco.org, and we'll be happy to help you with any of these things.
In this section, we are going to cover communication tools. Linked below this video in the blog post, you will have links to both of these presentations. The first one is Canvas Communication Tools for Teachers. This presentation goes over the 3 tools that you can use to communicate using Canvas. We have announcements, calendars, and the inbox. This presentation not only goes over when to use these tools, but how to use these tools. The communication tool that Hall County is encouraging everyone to use is going to be ParentSquare. The link below provides a presentation for teacher and staff training. Within the presentation, it goes over what ParentSquare is and some of the key features like post, studio, editor, newsletters, and direct messages. This is a great tool for engaging with our families because it helps with translation. Whatever language the end user has selected, all of the text is going to come across in that language, both in the newsletter, in post, and in direct messages. Here at eLearning, it is our goal for each month to highlight a different feature or best practices with ParentSquare. So be on the lookout for those tips and tricks, and make sure you check out our DLS Digest.
Hi, everyone. In this segment, we're going to be talking about the observer role in Canvas. So observer roles in Canvas are for our parents. And the first thing that I'm sharing is going to simply be the guide that Canvas provides us for observer roles. So this is where the most up-to-date information is going to be from Canvas about observers and observer roles. And you can see from here, they have things as simple as a getting started guide, to questions like, how do I view my list of observed students? So we always like to make sure that everyone knows that this is available, and this is where the most up-to-date information about parent observers for Canvas will be. From here, I'd like to take you over and give you a quick preview of our new team for next year. You all will be a member of this new digital learning support team very soon. And when you're a member of this team, in the top area here for the 26-27 school year, DLS resources, you're going to see a list of resources available to you. And in this folder here, the DLS resource folder, when you click on the URL, it's going to bring you to our shared Google folder that has stuff on all of our products. The reason I'm bringing you here in our video is because in the Canvas folder, you're going to find some Hall County specific guides and directions for parents to join Canvas as an observer. So if I click on this one here, you'll see that we have directions for parents. The first option is to become an observer through the parent app. This is going to be the simplest way to become a parent observer in Canvas. If the mobile app is not an option, if you scroll down further, you'll see directions on how to join Canvas as an observer through a web browser, so on a computer or a laptop. Right? These are available in both English and in Spanish. And once again, they can be found within our shared Google folder under Canvas. The last thing that I would like to talk about in this area for parent observers is going to be specifically for Hall County teachers or employees that also have students in the district. They have a specific way that they can become observers for their students, and that is going to be done by this URL. So for staff members and teachers in the district that want to observe their students, they're going to want to go to this area here, this web address. And when they come here, it's going to pull up their own account. And this is where they will be able to see a list of students that they're already observing. If it's a student that's already left the district, they'll have the option in this area to remove them. If they need to add a student, they will do that here by generating the student parent code. All right, so that in a nutshell is how parents can join Canvas as an observer role. As a reminder, if parents have done this in previous years, for a student, they do not have to complete these directions again. This would be for parents that have never signed up as an observer in Canvas.
Okay, thank you all for sticking with us. This is our last section. We're going to be talking about support both for you as a DLS leader and for your teachers. From the dashboard, everyone should have access to the help section of Canvas on the main navigation bar. So when you click on it, you're going to see a lot of different options. The first is the Canvas search guides. These are very helpful because they are categorized by knowledge base and by topics. So if you had a question about Canvas Studio, you would be able to click on the guide, and there's lots of different questions associated with Canvas Studio or whatever topic that you select. You also have the option of reporting a problem. You can send them an email. You can call them 24 hours a day at the support line. And our last live support feature on Canvas is going to be Chat with Canvas Support. This is our most popular support option because you can speak with someone through this chat anytime, anywhere, 24 hours a day. You can also go to the training portal. This section offers featured content. It has on-demand videos, and you can sign up for live webinars and trainings. This is accessible for not just our DLS leaders, but also our teachers in each of your schools. I'm going to hand it off to Danica to let her explain to you the Incident IQ and e-learning blog supports that we offer you as well.
Thanks, Deidre. A few more items that we want to make sure everyone is aware of for support is going to be Incident IQ. This is our work order system for the district that anyone, any teacher can submit a work order for, as well as you. It's found on Launchpoint, and the best way to find it is just to type in work orders. It will come up like this, and when you click it, it's going to sign you in to Incident IQ, where you can start a new ticket. And then you just follow the prompts. What is the ticket about? And it will be routed to the correct technology functional area so that you can get the help that you need when you need it. Finally, we just want to highlight our e-learning blog. I know that we've mentioned it several times throughout this video. This will be where you can find documentation and different articles that you can use or direct your teachers to for help on general information on some of our products like Canvas. We'll also point out that Blast Bites, like we mentioned earlier, has changed to DLS Digest. We've changed the verbiage, but we have retained all of our past and previous Blast Bites, so you can still go through and read these if you need them or find them for reference. If you are a new Blast leader this year, Deidre and I will be in touch with you to schedule an on-site meeting during August. We want to come out and support you and make sure you have everything that you need, and we'll be reaching out to schedule that. Of course, if you need anything before then, please feel free to email us at els@hallco.org, and that goes for anyone. On behalf of eLearning, we wish you all a happy start to the new school year. It's a fresh slate. We're ready to go, and we're here to support you with anything that you need instructional technology-wise. Thanks.
Bye.